Good afternoon, YouTube. It's Tony the Lakeland Biker. Coming at you from just outside of Coniston. I've just been doing the last of me shopping in Barrow for my Route 66 trip, because I fly to the good old United States of America next Thursday, and this time next Friday I'll be sat on a Harley. Fuck, a Harley. Me on a fucking Harley Davidson. Yeah, so other than that minor hiccup, they're hardly bloody able to hardly call itself a motorcycle. Yeah, so I'm going to be on Route 66, and a mate of mine asked us last night, why do I want to do Route 66? Well, in part because it was something my dad always wanted to do, and we always talked about doing it together, and unfortunately my dad passed away, and I want to do it in part for him. It's something, like I say, it was one of my dad's life ambitions he never got, so I wanted to finish that off for him. And two, the whole social history aspect of Route 66 and the key part it's played in the development of the 20th century, because the genesis of so many things that we take for granted in our world today was on Route 66. And what do I mean by that? Well, the petrol station, the roadside diner, the motel, the fast food joint, the birthplace of them, all those industries, was Route 66. And then you've got the whole arts and culture side of it, the effect that it's had on literature, on music. You know, John Steinbeck, God knows how many bands must have covered Get Your Kicks on Route 66. And then you've got the history side of it, the mass migration of people during the Depression and the Dust Bowl, travelling westward for a better life. The effect that it had on, you know, transport of goods and munitions during the Second World War. It's, you know, it's got such a cornerstone of modern history. Anyone who has an interest in history, it's one of those things really you want to go and see. And then, like I say, you've got the cultural aspects of it. How many westerns were shot off the side of Route 66? You travel through the landscape of the Lincoln County Wars. That's Billy the Kid. The John Wayne movies, which were shot in New Mexico. Roswell, New Mexico. The Trinity Test Site, New Mexico. Los Alamos. It's just, you know, there is so much history on the side of it. It's one of those places which is bound to attract, you know, someone like me who's, you know, very passionate about history. So yes, that's the main reason for Route 66. And also the sheer pleasure of riding a motorcycle 2,500 miles through a foreign country, but one which speaks English. You know, shares a bastard version of the same culture. And will my impressions of American culture fit with the stereotypes that have been taught? Now, I've been to the States before, but the only place I've ever been in the States before is Washington, D.C. And that's a capital city. And capital cities are the worst example of a country. In part because scum always rises to the surface. So they're populated by politicians, bankers, lawyers, civil servants. You know, basically the scum that always inhabits the carpeted corridors of power. So I can't take Washington as a representative example of what the United States is like. However, pretty much every American I've ever met in my life has been a really, really nice person. Now, yeah, I know, I've met the hideous American tourists, we all have. But I don't tend to class them as American people. It's the same way, you know, you wouldn't class your English football hooligan on holiday as representative of the British, because they're not. It's the same with the hideous American tourist. The sort of person who would get the hump on about someone insulting the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington, yet then goes and tries to take the piss out of the Royal Guard at Windsor. You know, it's the double standard people, I call them. You know, if you're visiting someone's country, you're respectful of that country's culture. You know, I won't be bringing up politics or religion whilst I'm away, because I'm an atheist and I'm also a socialist, so I'll just stay off those topics, because I know most Americans don't understand atheism, and they sure as hell don't understand socialism. And it's not because they're ignorant, it's because, you know, they get their information from Fox News and people like that. And if you ever watched the American media, it's pretty bad. You know, in the UK, we stick our loonies away. In America, they put them on the telly and give them their own news programme. And if you don't believe me, just look up Bill O'Reilly or Sean Hamratty on the telly. And there's another one, he's an English bloke, British accent, and he's also on Fox News, and he's the sort of person who just makes you ashamed to be British. He really does. So yeah, will my cultural stereotyping and that media stereotyping I've been introduced to by the television and the movies actually fit with the reality of, you know, small town, mid-town America? And that is going to be fascinating. Anyway, everybody ride safe, and I'll see you when I get back from the United States of flatulence. So, ride safe.